Hey Yankees fans, buckle up, because this offseason is starting with a thunderclap. After that tough playoff exit that left everyone in the Bronx with a bitter taste, the front office clearly decided they're done waiting around. Big moves are already happening behind the scenes, and it's all starting with a shakeup on the coaching staff. Two longtime names who've been part of the Yankees' DNA for years are officially out, and a new face is stepping into the big leagues for the very first time. That's right. Major changes are coming to the Pinstripes, and it's only the beginning of what's shaping up to be one of the most eventful off-seasons we've seen in a while. Let's start with the bombshell. Bullpen coach Mike Harkey and first base and infield coach Travis Chapman will not be returning for the 2026 season. For a team like the Yankees, where loyalty and legacy run deep, this is no small move. Harkey's been part of the Yankee family for a combined 16 years, serving in two separate stints and becoming a familiar face to fans and players alike. But the front office has made it clear they want a new voice, a new energy, and perhaps a new philosophy heading into the next chapter. Chapman, who joined the big league staff in 2022 after working in the minors, is also on his way out. His time with the organization helped shape a lot of young talent. But the message here is clear: performance comes first. Now, while those exits might sting for the players and fans who respected both coaches, the Yankees are already moving to fill those gaps. The team is promoting hitting coordinator Jake Hurst to the Major League staff, marking his first big step into the show. Hurst's been grinding in the Yankees farm system since 2019, helping develop the organization's young hitters from the ground up. People around the league describe him as detail-oriented, energetic, and deeply analytical, a guy who can blend modern hitting data with old-school instincts. Bringing him into the Major League clubhouse is a sign that the Yankees want fresh ideas and a forward-thinking approach, especially after a season where the team's offense and consistency wavered far too often. But that's not the only change in the hitting department. Assistant hitting coach Pat Rossler won't be back in his current role either, though there are whispers that he might stay within the organization in a different capacity. The Yankees clearly aren't just rearranging furniture. They're redesigning the entire room. After a season where the team battled inconsistency and couldn't seem to sustain momentum, this overhaul feels like an intentional reset. The front office wants new energy, new strategy, and ultimately new results. When you look closer, these moves make perfect sense. For years, the Yankees have been defined by their power. Those legendary Bronx Bombers who could change a game with a single swing. But in recent seasons, the formula has started to crack. The bullpen, once a fortress, became shaky. The infield defense struggled. Even when the lineup produced fireworks, it often lacked rhythm and balance. The postseason exposed all those weaknesses, especially in that series against Toronto, where the Blue Jays picked apart the Yankees' pitching strategy and capitalized on every mistake. The organization had to face the truth. Something deeper needed to change. Mike Harkey's departure, for instance, speaks volumes. He's been one of the most respected figures in that clubhouse for years, a steady presence in a constantly changing team. But when the bullpen collapses late in games as often as it did last season, accountability has to land somewhere. The Yankees blew far too many late leads, which not only cost them crucial wins, but also the top seed in the American League. The bullpen became a symbol of what wasn't working. Players like Devin Williams, who were expected to anchor the relief corps, took steps backward, and the overall structure just never clicked. By letting Harkey go, the Yankees are sending a clear message. Even the most respected voices aren't immune if results aren't there. Then there's Travis Chapman. He was praised internally for his ability to read opposing pitchers and pick up small tells that helped runners on the base paths. That's a skill not every coach brings to the table. But in baseball, the results on the field always speak louder than the data sheets. The infield defense regressed badly in 2025, and that was impossible to ignore. Anthony Volpe, once seen as the defensive cornerstone of the infield, had a particularly tough year at shortstop. Errors, misreads, and lapses became too common. When the defense falters at the heart of the diamond, it affects everything: the pitching confidence, the game plan, even the team's energy. Chapman's exit, then, isn't random. It's the organization drawing a direct line between performance and accountability. And yet, while these departures signal a wave of change, they might just be the tip of the iceberg. Manager Aaron Boone's status remains uncertain, and the front office has been completely silent on whether he'll return. It's unusual for them to stay this quiet this long, and that silence speaks louder than any press release. Meanwhile, contracts for other coaches have also expired. Bench coach Brad Osmus and third base coach Luis Rojas, for instance. Plus, the team holds club options on pitching coach Matt Blake and catching coordinator Tanner Swanson. That means more decisions are coming, and possibly more exits too. This whole restructuring feels like the Yankees are hitting the reset button after years of falling short of their own standards. You can sense that they're tired of patching holes and are finally ready to build something more cohesive. Bringing in someone like Jake Hurst isn't just a personnel move, it's a statement of intent. He represents the new wave of baseball minds who understand that success today requires blending analytics, communication, and adaptability. The Yankees aren't just trying to replace people. They're trying to evolve as an organization. Still, change always comes with uncertainty. Whenever a team starts overhauling its staff, there's always that question, will it actually make a difference? Fans are right to wonder whether these changes will translate into wins or if we'll see another season of inconsistency. But one thing's for sure, this front office is no longer content with good enough. The Yankees expect greatness, and after another disappointing October, patience has officially run out. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Amid all this movement, there's another storyline developing that could have even bigger implications. The Yankees have reportedly granted permission for the Minnesota Twins to interview hitting coach James Rosen for their open managerial position. Yes, the same Rosen who helped build one of the most explosive offenses in all of Major League Baseball this past season. Under his guidance, the Yankees led the league in key offensive categories, rediscovering that Bronx Bombers swagger that had been missing. Losing him would be a huge blow, especially with all these other changes already in motion. Rosen's reputation around the league is elite. He's been credited with reviving the approach of stars like Giancarlo Stanton and helping Aaron Judge maintain his dominance at the plate, all while developing younger hitters like Anthony Volpe. His philosophy has been simple but effective: discipline at the plate, consistency in approach, and adaptability against modern pitching. It's no wonder Minnesota is interested. Rosen has history there, too. He served as the Twins' hitting coach from 2017 to 2019, where he helped craft that record-breaking Bomba Squad lineup that launched over 300 home runs in a single season. For a Twins team coming off a 70-win campaign and desperate for offensive life, Rosen represents both familiarity and hope. For the Yankees, however, losing him could create a significant gap. With Jake Hurst moving up and new roles still being defined, Rosen's potential departure could leave the team without its offensive architect, just as they're trying to reimagine the coaching structure. It's the kind of situation that tests an organization's depth and vision. Do they have the right people in place to keep that offensive success rolling? Or will this be another chapter in the Yankees' cycle of constant transition? Either way, this offseason is turning into something far bigger than anyone expected. The Yankees aren't just tweaking around the edges. They're redefining who they are. Two respected coaches out, a young talent promoted, a potential managerial candidate on the way out, and uncertainty swirling around the manager's future. The winds of change are blowing hard through Yankee Stadium, and this might only be the beginning. The story in the Bronx is far from over, and as the dust begins to settle from those first coaching departures, it's becoming clear that what we're witnessing is not just a quick reshuffle. It's a cultural reset. The Yankees, an organization built on history, legacy, and expectation, are facing one of their most crucial off-seasons in years. Every move feels deliberate, every silence calculated, and every name linked to a new opportunity is part of a much larger puzzle. The message from the top seems simple. The standard has not been met, and the team that takes the field next season will not look or feel the same as the one that just bowed out of October. Inside the clubhouse, players are processing these changes in real time. Some have worked with coaches like Mike Harkey for nearly a decade. Harkey wasn't just another member of the staff. He was a mentor, a steadying presence, a bridge between generations of Yankee pitchers. But after another season where the bullpen faltered under pressure, his long run came to an end. There's no denying that New York's bullpen was one of the biggest frustrations of the year. Leads evaporated in late innings, and what was once the team's biggest strength turned into its biggest liability. Games that could have been wins turned into painful losses, each one chipping away at confidence and momentum. You could feel in the stands and in the dugout that sense of uncertainty every time the bullpen gate opened. The Yankees simply couldn't keep living like that. And then there's Travis Chapman. His situation is different, but equally revealing. Chapman's analytical approach and sharp eye for patterns were praised internally. Yet baseball remains a results-driven world. The defensive regression of the infield, especially the struggles from young cornerstone Anthony Volpe, told the story. Volpe entered the season with expectations sky high, positioned as the next homegrown star, but his defensive numbers plummeted. Routine plays became adventures, and what should have been a stabilizing part of the team's defense turned into a constant question mark. When your infield starts leaking runs, it puts stress on every other part of the roster. The Yankees know that defense, like pitching, can't be optional if you're trying to win championships. Chapman's departure, while unfortunate, reflects that hard truth. Still, beyond the individual names, there's something deeper happening here, a philosophical shift. For years, the Yankees have leaned on experience and familiarity in their staff, valuing continuity above all else. That's what made Harkey and Chapman's exits so striking. But this new front office approach underlines something different: adaptability. The league is evolving fast. Teams like the Orioles, the Rays, and even the Blue Jays have built their success on integrating data, development, and communication seamlessly. The Yankees, despite their resources, have sometimes lagged behind in those areas. Promoting someone like Jake Hurst, a young, tech-savvy coach with strong roots in player development, feels like an acknowledgement that the organization needs to catch up and maybe even surpass those rivals. The move also comes at a fascinating crossroads for manager Aaron Boone. Officially, he's still under contract, but behind closed doors, his position appears more fragile than ever. Every offseason brings speculation about his future, but this time it feels different. The silence from Brian Cashman and the Yankees front office has stretched longer than usual, and that's rarely a good sign. There's a growing sense that Boone might either be reassigned or given one final season under a completely revamped staff. It's the classic Yankees way: pressure from the top, expectations from the fans, and almost no margin for error once the new season starts. Before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. José Ramírez to the Yankees? The rumor mill is buzzing like never before, and insiders are whispering that the New York Yankees have just pulled off one of the most jaw-dropping moves in recent baseball history. The name on everyone's lips, José Ramírez. Sources close to the situation hint that the Sluggers' arrival at Yankee Stadium could be imminent, sending shockwaves through Major League Baseball. While nothing has been officially confirmed yet, the mere suggestion of Ramírez donning the pinstripes has set social media ablaze. Fans are already imagining the lethal combination of his power and agility with the Yankees' already formidable lineup. Analysts are speculating how Ramírez's versatility could redefine the team's strategy, potentially shifting the balance of power in the American League. Could the Yankees finally have the missing piece they've been chasing for years? The buzz suggests they might. Rumors indicate that negotiations moved at lightning speed behind the scenes, and whispers of a historic contract have only fueled the frenzy. Industry insiders suggest that both parties were eager to finalize terms before the news could leak prematurely, hinting at a deal that could rival some of the most headline-grabbing transfers in MLB history. Meanwhile, fans are flooding forums and social media with a mix of excitement, disbelief, and speculation about how this move will impact rival teams. The idea of José Ramírez and pinstripes isn't just a dream. If it happens, it could be a seismic moment for the Yankees franchise. Imagine the roar of Yankee Stadium as the talented infielder steps up to the plate, blending power, precision, and the kind of clutch performance that makes legends. Even without official confirmation, the rumblings alone are enough to ignite fervor across the league. As the baseball world holds its breath, one thing is certain. If this deal goes through, the Yankees might have just reshaped the future of the sport. Fans and pundits alike are counting down the moments until we know the truth, and the mere thought of it has transformed every conversation about the upcoming season. Is this the dawn of a new Yankee dynasty? Only time will tell, but the speculation is irresistible, and the hype is real. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.